I'm looking ahead to next week when we observe the holiday of Tish B'Av, the 9th of Av, which commemorates the destruction of the first temple in 586 by the Babylonians, 586 BCE, before the Common Era. And then, on the same date, the destruction of the temple by the Romans in the year 70 of the Common Era. And we also commemorate at that time the expulsion and the slaughter of Jews in Spain in 1492 on the same date. And what I was just singing was from Psalm 137, "By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat and wept as we thought of Zion." A psalm sung by those who are in exile in Babylonia. Tisha B'Av is a fast day. We're mourning the destruction of the temple and the exile from the land of Israel. We read the book of Lamentations, and it's a lament. It's 5 chapters, 5 separate poems of lament, and some scholars say it actually was written by 5 different people. So somebody made an anthology of poems, songs of lament for Tisha B'Av. In Hebrew it's called Echa, which means how, because the first line is Echa yashva vadad ha'ir. Oh, how the city sits alone, once great with people. And this is sung to an equally haunting melody as Al Naharot Babel, which I just sang, and it sounds like this. Echa yashva vadad ha'ir rabatiyam hayata ke'almana. That's just the first line of the 5 chapters. It's a haunting melody which puts us in the mood of grieving. It's hard to grieve for something that happened so many centuries ago. It was a huge change for Jewish life, both times. When the Jews were expelled, were captured, and many were taken to Babylonia in 586 BCE, this was the beginning of the diaspora of Judaism outside of the land. And when the people came back 50, 70 years later, not everybody came back. Some stayed. And so a Jewish community arose in Babylonia with academies, and it was a center of Jewish learning for centuries. Babylonia today is Iraq. Similarly, when the temple was destroyed in the year 70 by the Romans, and the people were scattered throughout the Mediterranean basin, think how the Jewish world changed. Again, there were new Jewish communities all over the Mediterranean. Hence, the large Jewish population in Spain that was expelled 1,400 years later. Think of the roots that they put down. Think of the home for centuries that they had there. But there were also Jewish communities in North Africa and in Turkey and Greece and Italy. The biggest change was there were no more sacrifices. All the sacrifices were done in the great temple in Jerusalem, which was destroyed. And since the year 70, there are no animal sacrifices in Judaism. And what developed in the centuries since then is our worship, the way that we gather to give thanks, to have gratitude for the way our lives are, and to praise and to ask God for the things that we need the most. And these are things that developed only because what had existed before the year 70 was no more. So it did become, in all its tragedy, it became a way of evolving the experience of worship and the experience of Judaism throughout the world. And what we've ended up with is communities around the world who celebrate things in different ways. So once a year we remember that this was a tragedy at the time, and we take the time out to observe it. This year we'll be observing it with CKI and Elgin. So there should be something in this week's announcements that you're looking at this video from that tells you exactly what the program will be Wednesday night, July 22nd.